Hello guys, I'm with my favorite president, the best president of all time.
And I'm with the queen of rap.
I am probably the president's #1 fan, and that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, you know, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him.
There's a certain person that's here who's the greatest and most successful female rapper in history, NickiMinaj. Come on, and you know.
Hello guys, welcome back to our Commentary Hub channel, and today's episode we'll see how Black Americans have reacted to Nicki Minaj by joining MAGA. Okay, it has been so much and a lot of reactions on social media by the Black Americans, how they have reacted on Nicki Minaj like supporting or joining MAGA. And this is where now people are saying she has just sold out, or she has just betrayed the Black Americans, because they're the people who has been supporting her in whatever she has been doing in her songs. Americans are the first supporters, or they're the first people who has been liking or watching or whatever, supporting what he has been doing, and they're feeling like they have been betrayed, to making herself feel better where she is, because she's even feel like she has already betrayed these men, and now she's saying it's about the mindset, or like what I'm thinking, it's not how these people are thinking. And now it has come now to a place whereby I can do my own choices. Yes, it is right and it is good, but when you are a public figure, just agree and allow yourself to be used by those public people, because they have built you, they have made you, and they have made you who you are. And after you have been completed, after you have been shining, now the whites or the MAGA, now they are after you, because you have the big following and they are there for you. They will give you money, yes, but let me tell you guys, when money comes first, sometimes we lose our dignity, we lose our culture, we lose so much. And that's why you're seeing like this lady, she has lost. When Nicki sees people now, because he has arose to a certain level, now he feels like, okay, these people are not thinking light, and these are the people who has been supporting you, these are the people who has made you who you are. And now it's like, even what you are doing, when they are listening to your music, because they're the people who are listening to your music, unlike now whites, they don't like hip hop, they don't like what you're doing as black, and they don't support you. But now saying or thinking, these people has no that thinking capacity that you have gotten into, and feeling they don't think like you do. Guys, it's sound already feels so much betrayed, and because of that, many has just withdrawn from the support from supporting Minaj. And guys, we will see in these videos how people have been reacting.
Nicki Minaj, who came here as a child when she was an immigrant, finally speaks publicly about the deportations that is happening right now with illegal immigrants. And I don't think many people thought she was going to say what she actually said. Check this out.
So good. You came to this country when you were little as an immigrant. What are your thoughts on the Trump administration's approach to illegal immigration and deportations?
Well, if I had a business or a home or anything, and someone was there one day when I walked downstairs to cook breakfast or something, I would have them kicked out of my home because I didn't invite them. And this is my private home. So the president has to treat the United States as if it's his private home. People all around the world have to respect the policies of the country and the administration. Therefore, to my immigrants, who I love very much, I love my immigrants, I'm an immigrant. But how can you tell a president not to enforce a law that simply says you have to be legal to get in the country? Now, what people don't understand is there are spies. There are things that we don't know about, but that the administration and that security knows about. People who have to secure the country. So a person coming in illegally to the country, they could be there to do anything. You do not know. They have to be vetted. There's nothing wrong with that. It would be so stupid of any country to have an open door policy where people are not vetted. You don't imagine having somebody that you do not know in your home and you don't know anything about them. We do background checks for everything. You don't think there needs to be a background check to get in the country? So, I don't know. That may have come off too harsh, but
I think it was a good explanation. You could have been harder.
Okay.
Guys, honestly, this is probably one of the best explanations I've heard from a celebrity. The dangerous part about most celebrities talking about this situation is they're just saying they don't want deportations to happen at all. Listen, I can understand if you're talking about not kicking out your grandma or a grandma that's been here for 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, working hard, got different things together, just trying to build a life for their family, but they've been here for over a decade. I can understand if you're saying like, we don't want them to go. But no, these different celebrities are talking about not kicking out anybody. As they live behind their community, as they live behind their gated communities with security surrounding their houses. These people are stupid and trying to convince you to be like, no, we shouldn't kick out anybody. We shouldn't check backgrounds on anybody. We shouldn't document anybody. Just let them all in the country to destroy the country. Because there's different people who want to come in the country just to destroy America. You do realize that, right? They want to come to America, the United States of America, to destroy the United States of America because they hate it. They hate the people in here. They hate that people in here feel entitled. They feel privileged. They feel like they're the center of the universe. People hate that from outside. Not everybody, but some people do. So when they come in, all they want to do is be destructive. And you got different celebrities saying we should just let them in. People are listening to these people. I know you guys seen Billie Eilish, the clips of her saying that nobody's illegal on stolen land. Nobody's illegal on stolen land, as if people haven't been conquering different people from different lands since the beginning of time. If she really feels this way, we should send a busload of illegal immigrants to her house. I guarantee you they won't be able to get inside. I guarantee you there'd be security there like that. But when we treat the United States of America like Billie Eilish would treat her house, it's a problem. Where's the common sense in that? I really don't understand. This happens in a lot of different countries, right? If you're not legally there and you're there for too long, they will kick you out of the country. But for some reason, when it comes to the United States of America, all these spoiled little brats have a problem with different things. That's common sense when it comes to law. When it comes to law enforcement. Enforcing the law, people have a problem with here because they're spoiled and they don't know how it is in other countries. But you kick some of these Americans out to go live in other countries, they're going to be crying to come back, I guarantee you. Let them go to a lot of these different countries that they keep crying about. A lot of these individuals are completely in the matrix. Completely in the matrix. Especially these doggone celebrities who keep filling your head up with nonsense because they're getting paid to do it. Who do you think they're getting paid by? Who do you think they're getting funded by? The kingdom of darkness. Wake up, people. It's a spiritual war out here. You're either on God's side or you're on the devil's side.
Nicki Minaj is being called a sellout after saying she's Donald Trump's #1 fan and getting this. So Nicki attended the Trump Account Summit where she was getting real close with Trump. And what makes this even crazier, just a few weeks ago, a petition to deport Nicki Minaj was going viral with over 70,000 signatures. But then in a wild turn of events, Nicki showed off her new Trump Gold card, which can reportedly speed up the process for US residency and citizenship. The card typically requires making a $1 million donation, but after praising Trump so hard,
I am probably the president's #1 fan.
he apparently gave it to her for free. Considering her old tweet on how she came into the country, some people are disappointed with Nicki saying she sold her soul, while others are saying you gotta do what you gotta do.
Nicki Minaj, you are so pathetically incompetent. Back in 2018, you were still crying on Facebook about how the Trump administration was tearing immigrant families apart, saying you couldn't imagine the horror of a 5-year-old child being taken away from their parents. And now what? Now you're holding up a gold card with Trump's face on it, grinning like an idiot, showing off that you got it for free while shouting that the president is the greatest. Do you really think people don't know your own immigrant history? An undocumented immigrant who sneaked in from Trinidad, you made money off trashing squeezing out fake tears for clout, and now you turn around and kneel to lick his boots just to trade for residency. You promised to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to Trump accounts, fooling your fans into thinking this will build the future. Give me a break. You just trying to launder your own image.
Nicki, I know our students feel this way, but why do you think speaking your mind has become so controversial?
Because people no longer are using their minds, their brains. So right now, just imagine, we're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore. We're not, this is not what the world used to feel like. And especially for the young people, I don't want them growing up in a world where they feel like that. They deserve for their voices to be heard. They have valid feelings and they're thinking about things, and it deserves attention. We should listen to what they're saying. And if you're growing up in a world that tells you it's taboo to say something that the masses don't agree with, that's not okay, and we're not gonna have it. And I love this. It's giving the younger people confidence that they will need later on in life. You guys will need it, and you will have it. So I'm rooting for you.
Amen.
What's wrong with that? I thought what she said was great, impactful. It's true. Young people do need to have a voice. That's what and if you don't like what Turning Point is doing, do your own event, and y'all can talk about the stuff y'all want to talk about over there. Let's play. I got 2 more clips, and then I'm gonna shut up and get out of here. Roll the clip. It's another Nicki clip.
So why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you? Yeah.
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
Amen.
I like what she had to say there. Let me get the next one. And before I get to this one, Charlie Kirk would have had a blast with Nicki Minaj on stage. I'm just, like, some of y'all didn't know Charlie. Charlie was very excited with connecting culture and Turning Point. I remember when Kanye West, as stupid as Kanye West is today, I remember Kanye West when they first gave Candace a shout out. Charlie Kirk lit up like a Christmas tree, boy. We gotta see Kanye. He was just excited about it. And I didn't even like Kanye. I was like, Kanye, lame as a mud, man. Because I just didn't see the value in these people. I didn't care how famous they were. I'm like, bro, Kanye here talk about all kind of crazy stuff. He ain't living for the Lord. I ain't that excited about hearing from him. But Charlie was very excited, and I bet you $1 million if Charlie was here today, he would have been very excited to introduce Nicki Minaj on the stage. I guarantee you. Me and him was slightly different in that. I mean, I think if she changed, I think it's great. If she gonna still go back and be rapping about all that old crazy stuff, and being kind of like, you know, how I have known her to be. I don't know her personally. I don't really like that, but I hope she turned it around. This is the most important clip. Roll it.
Receive that, bullies. We won't be silenced ever again. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen.
Amen. I don't know if you can see this at home, but she is getting a ton of standing ovations.
Everybody's still up.
I love you guys so much. Thank you guys.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna finish. I'm really, from what I saw, I'm really proud of Nicki, because you put all the bull shenanigans aside. That's not very easy to do. You know how many sponsors, you know how many people gonna be hating on Nicki Minaj? They already doing. They had some trans dude that's, I guess he famous. He was doing porn or something. Some trans dude on there talking. He looked like a gorilla with a wig on, and he talking crazy about Nicki Minaj. It's like, you know, I have to say I'm proud of Nicki for having the courage to do that. This stuff is not easy. It's not easy to go against the grain like that, especially when you're super famous. Anybody can. You could be, you know, selling waffles over here, and you come out and say you're conservative. It's difficult to do because it's more intimate and, you know, in the connection with people. But when you got so much to lose, maybe I should rethink what I just said. I think maybe while I was saying it, I think that, no, it is hard for everybody equally, depending on what situation you're in. Because sometimes being super famous, you got so many people that love you, no matter what you do, they still gonna love you. And sometimes it's a lot harder to not know that many people, because you can lose all your friends at one time.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, babe.
African Americans are not going to let the Nicki Minaj thing go. Let me explain why. Our ancestors and our elders, and even some of us, are the reason black immigrants can come to this country. Make no mistake, it was never white America. It was never white supremacy. It was never any of the powers that be that put forth effort for anybody to make their way over yonder, to be able to attain degrees, to be able to attain a good living, to be able to attain none of that. So to come over by way of our ancestors and elders, blood, sweat, and tears, and then to completely dismiss and disrespect us is crazy. Furthermore, this is an issue in the diaspora. And do not get it twisted. I'm a very proud African American / Black American, and I'm also a Pan-Africanist. And I believe that we are all connected divinely, and there are some amazing things that we can do if we so choose to come together. But what I will never, ever, ever tolerate is disrespect of my people and my culture. So this is why. And everybody trying to act obtuse, yeah, no, she's done. Because she built her platform with our streams, with our support, with our culture. After so many people in the diaspora will lie and say that we have no culture. She wasn't popping out there. She was popping here. So it just is what it is. And I stand on what I stand on. Y'all be well.
People don't want to talk about the real ugliness behind the Nicki Minaj Don Lemon feud. Go ahead and follow this page. I'm about to break something down. You probably have seen the videos where people are reacting to Nicki Minaj's homophobic slur toward journalist Don Lemon. But it wasn't the slur that offended me the most. It was the fact that she was calling for Don Lemon, a black man, a journalist, to be jailed. Black Americans understand how dangerous and sometimes deadly interactions with the police can be. So for an artist who is a visitor on our land to call for a journalist of ours to be jailed is problematic. So for Nicki Minaj to throw that out so recklessly is beyond the pale. As a black woman, I can argue with black people, black women, black man, black kids, whoever, but I'm going to think twice, 3 times, 4 times, and more before I suggest that I'm going to call the police or that I'm going to recommend somebody to be locked up. And let me give you some statistics. Black men are disproportionately affected by wrongful convictions. That means they are 7 times more likely than white individuals to be wrongly convicted in the U.S. And this is highlighting key factors like police misconduct and racial bias. And here's the other problem I have with Miss Nicki Minaj and this Don Lemon feud. In America, we are reliant most on journalists in times of national crisis, in times of corruption, in times where things are going astray. With everything that's going on in America right now, I would argue that we are in the midst of a crisis. And because of that, the Don Lemons of the world, we need them now more than ever, and we need them to be able to do their job without fear of incarceration or bodily harm. And to that I say, if you are a black American and a Nicki Minaj fan, and you are okay with her calling for police action against a black journalist, you're on the wrong side of this issue. All right, y'all, that's one to grow on. Let me know what you think. Peace. See you next time.
My sister done burnt too many bridges, and there's nothing I can do for her now. Steve, do you know how hurt I was?
Guys, look at who lost 10 million followers and still shamelessly says she's not afraid. Then why did she shut down her account? Why not continue posting the statements she thinks are so great? She loves to say she's the queen, but a true queen doesn't have to count troops every day, doesn't rely on opposition to maintain presence, and doesn't depend on kissing ass to earn respect. Don't think follower loss is the end. Obviously, Nicki Minaj's incidents will continue to happen. We all know that. When she relies on controversy to survive without respecting others, this is the consequence she gets. Losing followers isn't a coincidence, nor is it targeted. It's the result of her failing to uphold her own standards. Always claiming to be my predecessor, but not even winning a single Grammy. It really is shocking. I suggest she focus on creating music. Putting out a full album is the most important thing, instead of barking from one faction or another. The stage doesn't become empty because you disappear. Brands don't vanish because you stay silent. But now the person standing on stage is me. The one favored by brands is also me. That's the difference between us.
When black celebrities lend their optics to the MAGA movement, they make themselves useful idiots. Keep that in mind while you watch this.
I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president. I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high.
Nicki Minaj is an immigrant from Trinidad who does not have documentation. And what makes this endorsement so peculiar is that just a couple years ago, she was singing a very different tune about Trump. In fact, critiquing his immigration policy for separating children and parents at the US-Mexico border. Now she's his biggest fan, seeking refuge in a party where assault isn't a deal breaker, which makes sense because in her personal life, it's not a deal breaker either. By now, you probably know that her husband was convicted of attempted, for which he served prison time, and she has made it a point to completely invalidate the individual that he violated. Trump has a long and well-documented history of anti-blackness, housing discrimination against black tenants, calling us lazy, spreading disinformation about Haitian immigrants saying they were eating cats and dogs, referring to Haiti and African nations as, quote, whole countries, and most recently, calling Somalia garbage. It's not a secret, this is all readily available information. And when black celebrities endorse a cult with a racist figurehead leading the charge, all they're doing is lending their optics to make MAGA's bigotry more palatable. So MAGA can say, see, we're not problematic, we have our token black people. Snoop Dogg pulled up to the function, Tiger Woods pulled up to the function, Nicki Minaj pulled up to the function, see, we love black people. And then they turn around and vote for the big beautiful bill to slash SNAP and healthcare and further impoverish our community. If this moment reminded me of nothing else, it's that not all skin folk are kinfolk and not all kinfolk are skin folk.
Let let's be real about Nicki Minaj for a minute, y'all. She didn't just switch sides. She switched values. She switched loyalties. She switched on the very people who built her into a global icon. Because let's be crystal clear. Her fame was not born in MAGA rooms. It wasn't built on Turning Point USA stages. It did not come from Trump's America. Her empire was built in black spaces, in queer spaces, in communities that embraced her when mainstream America called her crude, classless, trashy, raunchy, and ghetto. And now she's tap dancing for the exact people who once despised her. Not because she grew, not because she thinks for herself, but because she saw a new lane to explore. This is about aligning with a political machine she thinks will shield her from criticism and consequence. She wants the illusion of power more than the reality of accountability. This is the celebrity tradition of using black culture to rise, using queer culture to shine, then abandoning both when white conservative approval becomes more profitable. Nicki knows exactly who made her a superstar. Black girls who saw themselves in her hustle. Queer fans who built entire aesthetics around her music and persona. Communities who fought for her when mainstream America wanted absolutely nothing to do with her. And she repaid that loyalty by sitting beside people who legislate queer lives away, mock black struggle, and cheer policies built on exclusion and cruelty. That is not confusion. That is cynical opportunism. Nicki Minaj wants the benefits of blackness while cozying up to a movement built squarely on anti-blackness. She wants the money and brilliance of queer fans while performing for people who demonize those same fans as immoral. She wants to be queen of the barbs while dancing in rooms full of people who believe her fan base is everything wrong with America. Nicki Minaj didn't just switch sides, she switched currencies. And the currency she gave up was us, black people, queer people, the communities that carried her, crowned her, and kept her relevant long after the industry moved on. You cannot build your throne on blackness and queerness, then run to MAGA and expect the kingdom to follow. Nicki Minaj now stands as a cautionary tale. What happens when an artist sells out her people for applause from the very crowd that once booed her? The same crowd that called her ghetto, called her too sexual, called her a bad influence, called her fans degenerates, called her entire aesthetic a threat to American values. And now suddenly she's MAGA's cultural trophy.
I'm disappointed in my sister Nicki. You have no business using hip hop music to build yourself in black culture. Very talented sister, very articulate sister, very intelligent sister. Tremendous lyricist. Few sisters I could put in front of her in terms of lyrical talent. But how dare you build a comfortable life for you and your beautiful family on black culture and then turn around and use that success to help Donald Trump leverage his military agenda against black Africa, the black Caribbean, and black America. I need her to understand, Art, Sister Nicki, you are being used against the black Caribbean. You are being used against black Africa, and you are being used against black America. Is what Donald Trump is offering you, is it worth that? Is it worth the turning back the clock of African people in 3 separate regions? Are you got the Caribbean? He's pushing that Venezuela military agenda. You got Nigeria. He's pushing that fake save the Christians in the North agenda so he can access Ibrahim Traore. And of course, you see what he's doing to black folks. I hope my sister rethinks what she's doing. I got nothing but love for her and her family. But Nicki Minaj, please, 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 sister, do not go down in history as one of the greatest coons who ever lived in the 21st century.
My opinion of her does not matter. But what I will tell you is you're about to see an influx of people who see that it is more profitable and more beneficial to join that side. You're going to see it. It already started, and it's going to continue. This is his first year. This is Trump's first year as president. We got 3 more years of people who are going to surprise you. And it's going to hurt your feelings and it's going to disappoint you. And you have to know that, like, there's money behind everything. There are privileges behind every move people in these positions make. And I'm not surprised.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wap, wap, wap. Look at it. Look at it, babe.
And we start by asking ourselves, like, what did Nicki did? And first of all, she was criticizing the Democrats and all that, and knowing very well, like, Black Americans are the people who has been supporting the Democrat and all that, and aligning herself with the so-called free thinkers. This has turned people's emotions and reactions to be too huge for Nicki, because now you cannot tell me, like, this is the time now you thinking freely, whereby many people has been deported, or there's so much, like, in this season or in this time that the immigrants, they're the time when now the immigrants are like evacuated, or the immigrants are being evacuated from the United States of America, and they are harassed in a big way, or there is no peace for the immigrants. And knowing very well that you also a migrant, she was a migrant in one way or the other, because she's not an American. She came to America when she was young. Yes, guys, and this has made the blacks or the immigrant feel like they have been betrayed by this lady, Nicki Minaj, because they are the people who have supported her videos, has supported whatever she has been doing. Like, they are the people who has made her to be what she is and what she has become. And now to get to this level whereby you have shined and you have gotten to that level, and think like people has not been thinking right by supporting you guys. It's not a good statement at all to make. Like, people has not been, these Black Americans has not been thinking right by supporting you. Now you have gotten to a place whereby you are good and you are with the right thinkers. And the right thinkers are the whites. Right thinkers are the MAGAs. They're the MAGAs who have made these policies, which now the racism is too much. There are policies of racism, because you cannot tell me what has been happening in America. You haven't even suffered being called black or being discriminated, being like you have been rejected in some areas, or there's policies which has been not supporting you guys as a black, and they are the blacks who have supported you. Now, like, getting back and calling them or thinking that they are not the thinkers, the MAGAs are the one who are thinking, that's kind of an insult in one way or the other, an insult. And it has been reported like she has been doing this to attract the sympathy from the MAGA politics, and for sure she has just achieved all that sympathy. She has achieved that. Yes, we can see her like with the Trump, the president of the United States of America, and for sure she has achieved that. For many blacks, MAGA represent policies and attitude tied to racial injustice, and that's how they have been feeling like they have been betrayed. And their time, like, or not their time, or like all times, black has been together. And if you are a wise person, or because she is not the first celebrity, or she is not that big celebrity in the United States of America, though she has been claiming or has been said that Donald Trump has been her first, somebody who has supported her in a big way, like he is the first fan of what she has been doing. but you forget, like, one person, yes, has liked or has loved what you're doing, but thousands and thousands of Black Americans has also supported you, and they have stood with you, and they're the one who has made you to be who you are. In fact, if it were not them, you would not be where you are. They've been feeling like you're not even supporting us, the fight that we have been fighting for a long time about the racial discriminations and the rejections. And guys, that's the anger now that has arose, or the betrayal. That's how they're feeling, and that's why you have seen, or that's why you can see the reactions with those videos of what, guys, that's what has been happening with Niki. And now this has made her to lose a lot of videos, although she felt like I've lost, maybe she has lost, or she has just calculated like, I might lose these Democrats and the Black Americans, I might lose all that, but let me maintain the right thinkers, the MAGA coalition, or the MAGA's politics, and for sure it will earn her a lot. Like, losing people, or losing the people that has made you to be who you are, I think that's a bad loss, or it's a big loss, and it is good to maintain the people that made you to be who you are. And as you can see, how the immigrants are punished in the United States of America, like, should be the first line fighting for these people and talking for these people who are punished being in America. Like, they are called immigrants, like they don't belong in that place, they don't belong in the United States of America. And it is MAGA who are doing all this. Like, if she would be like a true person to the Black Americans, she would be there, like, to fight the change of the policies which has been supporting the oppression, has been oppressed, being rejected, and being like, they're the one who are accused, they're the one who haven't been there supported by the systems of America. So guys, I don't know what you think about Nicki Minaj. I don't know whether, to you, has she lost the deal, the big deal of people, or has she just like profited, or has she moved with the waves? Because she might think like, okay, these people are the past now, let me look at the future. Has she lost what the Niki means, or the meaning in the mind of people, how she was valued in the community, in the Black Americans community? I don't know what you think about this. How do you feel about the Niki? Like, trade you, or has she just made the right choice to be in the line of, or in a coalition of the thinkers? Don't know what you think about these guys, educators of what you're thinking, or what, how do you see it even politically, how do you see it even socially, how do you see it even to the community of Black Americans? How do you see them? Like, are they together? Are they people who can walk and can speak one language, or are they people who can speak one sound and be heard? Are they people that like can shake the America, like they have their own, and whenever they support their own, their own becomes great? Are they even ready to support another person to be like Niki, and being felt like and this person will not come back and betray them and be like their own project? Because I've been feeling like Niki was a project of Black Americans. Yes, that's how I've been feeling. And guys, it has happened, and now what do I say? And we accept the choices of people, because we are free to make the choices. But well, it is good also to remember where you have come from. It is good to remember your roots. It's also good to remember your foundations, because when the foundations are shaken, or when you are uprooted from your foundations, sometimes in this life you might need them, and they will not be there, and they will be the foundation will already be rotten to support you again. So guys, You're so much welcome to subscribe. Kindly subscribe, share this video, like this video, subscribe and support me, continue supporting me. And the guys who has already supported me, and they are happy about what you are doing. And